Hello everyone, my name is Mark Edward Blanton with The Real South Africa.
And I am Dr. Latasha Blanton, also with The Real South Africa.
We have an amazing group trip that you will be interested in. It's with the African Diaspora News Channel, a great YouTube channel, gives you great information about what's going on in Africa. But we have a group trip featuring Phillip Scott, the host.
And the trip is going to take place on March 16th through the 25th. It's going to go to Johannesburg and Cape Town, and It's in 2022. If you're interested in traveling, please send an email to info@therealsouthafrica.com.
And we'll see you here in sunny South Africa.
A federal jury awarded $6 million to one of our brothers earlier this month. It said that spent 20 years in prison for a wrongful murder and arson convictions. Now, Darryl Howard, originally sentenced to 80 years in prison for the 1991 murders of Doris Washington, 29, and her 13-year-old daughter, Nashonda, as they walked free in 2016 after a Durham County judge vacated the sentence citing prosecutorial misconduct. We keep seeing that over and over and over again. Man, these people are evil. The brother said, I'm happy about the verdict, but I'm kind of upset about the damages. He told the news. He said the $6 million, he says, is barely enough considering his pain and suffering. Just imagine 23 years I stayed in prison. And he's right. He said he filed a lawsuit in 2017 against the Durham police detective Darryl Dowdy in the city, alleging they were responsible for his wrongful conviction. Now, Dowdy is the sole defendant named in the suit. They said the jury found that Dowdy, who worked with the Durham Police Department for more than 3 decades, made up evidence that led to Howard's conviction. That happens a lot. And they specifically target black men because they hate us with a passion. Dowdy investigated the case after firefighters found Doris Washington and her daughter dead in the public housing unit someone set on fire on November 27, 1991. Autopsies found semen inside both victims and clear evidence of sexual assault of both. It said although the element of the crime was not pursued at trial, a jury found Howard guilty of arson and 2 counts of second-degree murder 4 years later. Now, Howard's attorneys argued that about a year after the killings, Dowdy shared details of the case with Angela Oliver, who abused substances and worked as a prostitute at the time. It said in the tape recording played for the 1995 jury that convicted Howard, Oliver said she's seen Howard beat Washington and take her upstairs, said no physical evidence linked Howard to the crime. He was offered at trial. So in August, Oliver recanted and said the statement and said Dowdy fed her the information. That also happens a lot. Corroborating people to lie. And may that person burn in hell to a gasoline draw zone, all y'all. As the documents show, Oliver gave the statement over a 45-minute period, but the tape was just 10 minutes long. Howard's attorneys say Dowdy stopped the tape to coach Oliver on what to say. He said the tape and Dowdy's notes of the case have since gone missing. Oh, really? We're not surprised it came up missing because we're dealing with some devils here, okay? They say a North Carolina judge exonerated Howard in 2016 based on DNA evidence. The evidence instead linked New York Boys gang associate Jermaine Jones and another person to the crime. Say Howard's attorneys claim Washington sold or stored drugs in her home and owed the gang money. Now, say Howard said Dowdy hid the fact that another key witness, Ronika Jackson, had ties to the New York Boys. Said Dowdy claims he didn't know about Jackson's ties to the gang until months later after Howard's trial. Now, Dowdy, which is the race soldier, testified that he still believes that Howard is guilty and claims Oliver is lying about the 1995 testimony. They say, but the brother's attorneys wanted him to receive $48 million in damages, $2 million for each year, and the 21 and a half years he spent, and $5 million, they say, for the impact of the conviction on his life. They say it's a huge number. They said one of Howard's attorneys, he told the jury saying, you know what? It is not nearly enough. And it's not enough. $6 million and losing all those years of your life for something you did not do. Once again, listen to the story. The race soldier got someone to lie, and the prosecutors, and all them working together to conspire against an innocent black man. And this is why their world is turning upside down. and they can't do nothing about it. And nobody, it don't matter who you get in there, it's not gonna stop it. You say Joe Biden's the problem, look, you can put Trump back in there. He's not gonna solve it for you either. He's not, because you're in the hands of an angry God right now, because what you have done to his children. And you know what? One thing Trump said that people didn't pay attention to when he talked about the virus, he said that we're fighting an invisible enemy. And all them guns you got and all them nuclear weapons you got, you can't fight that invisible enemy. But that invisible enemy to you is the judgment you're receiving. Your inflation is up. You don't know what to do with that. China has gotten bold with you. You know, Iran talking about sanctioning you. African nations are starting to stand up to the West. I mean, the world is starting to come, you know, down on them. Even if you know anything about even biblical prophecy, these people are not even going to be major players in that because of what they've done to us as a people. So this is why I try to stay ahead of the curve. And if you want to, you know, put your lot in this place, okay, you know, that's what you want to do. You know, some of you with all this confusion that you have, I mean, I feel sorry for some of you, but then sometimes I don't feel sorry for you because you're being willfully ignorant in a lot of ways. I'm talking about to a lot of black folks with this identity issue a lot of you have, is you don't even accept the obvious. You want to be everything else but what you really are. You want to be every religion. You want to claim all these different identities. And at the end of the day, what these identities are getting you that you can't link anything to. You know, these people coming around, me telling me about they this religion, that religion, and ain't done nothing for you. You talk about, you know, you oh boy, it's just, I don't even want to go there today because I don't even want to deal with half of you. I just have to shake my head, you know, even like the Bible say, you know, just shake, you know, you just deliver the message, and if they don't receive that message, shake the dust off your feet and keep moving. And go to people who looking to receive that message. And that's why I'm at with it. I'm trying to look for the black folks all throughout the world that want to receive the message, you know, that we're bringing. We can't sit up here and fight for black folks that don't want to do nothing. If they're so caught up on their religions, and they're so caught up on these different identities, and they want to anchor themselves in a place that's literally a sinking ship, you know, and not really seeing where the future is heading to, that's on them. And it's always like that in our community. Always. We always last to get it. And that's by choice. That's by choice. But those of you who are the smart ones, those of you who understand, you know what's going on. But leave me a comment. Let us think about the situation, you know, with this brother here. Like I said, $6 million is definitely not nearly enough to lose that much of your life because you can't get that time back. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Living in America as a black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a black American person, you must understand this system because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.